Welcome to 155, a podcast about punk songs. I am Sam Sutherland.
And I am Josiah Hughes. And this week...
I was wondering if there was going to be a surprise that time. It felt like there was a suspenseful pause.
I need to figure out how to play with this format, but it's too early on still. It's only episode, 6 or 7?
Well, they don't have numbers anymore, so I truly can't even be bothered to pretend.
There's no puns anymore either, but you know what? Sometimes they don't need puns. Like this week, I'm so excited to finally be talking about a song that is so near and dear to my heart. The song 40 Ounce Dream by the band Good Charlotte. Sam, you just heard it for the first time. How did you feel? How do you feel right now about it?
I wish I had a 40. I think if this was a different kind of podcast.
The This Exists podcast, maybe?
Yeah, in particular, if we were different people, but in particular, I guess if you were a different person and we were like, welcome to the... Then you'd hear that authentic twisting of the cat.
The black metal Troy sound.
Yeah, the classic BMT tone that lets you know that you're about to watch something very dark on YouTube live for minutes, hours, who knows.
You ever fuck with 40s very much?
Only when I've been like joking or on tour.
It is one of those things that's kind of like it does seem to me drinking a 40 does seem to be very similar to leading up to Halloween when a bunch of jock normies go to Value Village and clean out all the aisles and get all the good shit. And you're always like, wow, why are these fucking jocks here? I'm just trying to find some cool clothes for cheap. 40s kind of seem like it's like kind of like almost a ironic tongue-in-cheek frat boy slumming it kind of thing.
Yeah, like I think I've only ever drank 40s in a way that I would like retroactively consider to be like not necessarily problematic, but just like the sort of behavior that I should like consider. What is it that I think is like, what is the joke?
Right.
But that was not who I was and what I was thinking when I was learning how to drink.
I think my experiences with 40s were more like a cost drunkenness equation, which I also similarly find problematic, but in a more personal way.
Right, yeah. That's why I feel like they would sometimes end up being like part of a tour rotation. But I will say for us, and it is necessary for me to sort of promote this mix for anyone who is interested in a sort of 40 recipe, is the classic Brass Monkey. Josiah, have you ever enjoyed a Brass Monkey as a way of making...
I've been with friends who have enjoyed them, but no.
Right, and it's where you drink the neck of the 40 and you fill it with orange juice. It sort of eliminates some of the more unpleasant aspects of the sort of...
I feel like every time I've had a 40, I've been like, I can't believe how good this is, and it was only $7. And then
I know, it was a steal of a deal.
And then an hour later, you're just drinking urinal puck taste.
Yeah, I love it. But the Brass Monkey helps eliminate a little bit of that urinal puck flavor. Something that we... invented, I like to think is the Breeze Monkey. But
I'm interested in the level of hedging that you're doing right now. You're going to try to talk about what the word dream means to you, instead of just giving me the straightforward. Sam, how do you feel about the song 40 Ounce Dream by Good Charlotte?
The song is so bad that it, but like so fucking in like. Outrageously horrible that I fully understand that this comes out being a song that like you genuinely love. But it's one of those things that like not only does its existence sort of just like bum me out, the mistake I made of just sort of
its existence fills me with glee. Also, I will say, like I feel genuine joy that this song exists.
And I think knowing that that's how you feel, like, also made me like I want to just be like, it's funny, but it's like not everything has to be like so bad that it's good. Some things can just be like extremely bad, and that's how I felt about this, is that it had descended to such a level that I knew that only someone with your joker-fied, twisted perspective could decide that it actually rocked ass. And like that made me even angrier. The idea that the song came out only a few years ago also makes me
5 years
angry.
ago.
And then but like not really, because it's 2016, and so that's really only 4 years ago, if we're being honest with ourselves. Everything about it was so unpleasant, up to and including understanding really feeling that I understood how it made you feel.
That level of intimacy that you have with me made you feel even more angry.
Totally. It was like I was experiencing it in two ways at the same time.
I mean, I think you're totally right. But I also
of course I know I know I'm right, but I also I can't get to you. Like I can't get there.
Didn't it just feel like we needed to do a Josiah song? Like we did so much like classy highbrow shit, and like you're right to a degree, but here's what I want to say. I've spoken about this kind of thing obviously for years. And it's not me being ironic. It's some things that I sincerely feel. And I think this song specifically, I don't think it's so bad it's good. I think that this song is so bad. And we've also kind of established that everything eventually becomes good if you look at it for long enough.
Yeah.
But this song, I seriously think on first listen, there are things about this song that are immediately devoid of context, devoid of irony, devoid of overanalysis, immediately good about it. And that I think is interesting to me. Like when the crunchy guitars come in, it goes ding 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 ding, kind of a Weezer-y sound. That part is genuine. Like that part literally has swagger, and it like the guitar hits so nicely. Like
it is big. Yeah,
it's ballsy.
Right.
It has it has that oomph to it that is like you can't deny it. And so that's interesting. The other thing that I think is interesting about this song is that like Good Charlotte is a band known for the anthem, of course. They're known for songs like that are kind of like already felt to be winking at the idea of mall punk in terms of, you know, mom and dad don't understand me or whatever. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be in society, all that kind of shit. It felt like it was already winking at that. So in a way, they already were self-parody to the level that they kind of had this protection of being self-parody. But by the time this song comes out, not only are they both married to like E-Talk Daily celebs, the two twins in this band, but this song kind of feels like, it doesn't feel like self-parody. It feels like, I don't even know how to put it into words. It feels like a self-parody of a self-parody. There's some sort of like irony inception going on where it is just like so insane. But there are obviously people who are like, at least some, like they're able to probably drive cars and like walk around, like they're aware of life around them. But then they write something that is like absolutely so insane, kind of a machine learning about rebellion and the good old days.
Nostalgia.
And it's such an old man song too. But yeah, I mean, honestly, we're obviously going to do a line by line read of the lyrics because they're incredible. But I just think there's something about this song that's so special. That's like, it also, even the guitar at the start, the sort of like the tinge of sublimeness to it. And I mean, I'm referring to the band, but also kind of the sound. And
the sublime, in addition to the sublime. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know which of those is which, by the way.
They do reach the sublime in sort of a art critic sense as well. But I think that, and also the that part kind of has a little bit of a Smash Mouth Sugar Ray feel to it too. It feels very much, the whole song is like What If Weezer chorus in Every Morning. I love that phrase, so I get it. So I think that what it is like maybe we're bringing our own baggage to it because we know about Gilman and stuff, and so and like obviously the lyrics are a huge bummer, but I think on the surface, if it was like sung in Simlish and you didn't know what they were singing, I do think that people would, or maybe if it had come out in like 99 instead of 2016.
The date really fucked me up. Like truly shocked me. I was additionally shocked when I made sure I had the lyrics up, pulled up Genius, and saw that the name of the album the song comes from is Youth Authority,
with like punk posters on the cover. So here's the thing, and you know, you've said we don't need to talk about Good Charlotte the whole time. We might revisit them again one day, and I think we should. But I also think here's what's really going to piss you off is like, this song is kind of the outlier joke on the album. Youth Authority is, I think, the best Good Charlotte album. Like, The ssong Makeshift
that
Love.
doesn't piss me off. I don't have another Good Charlotte album that I like more.
I just think it's kind of like, it's a band that I think nostalgia could make their earlier albums feel like classics, but this one is legit so good. Like, there's this song called Life Changes that is so sick. No one could ever argue with how good that song is. But then, I mean, this song is just kind of like the perfect introduction to Good Charlotte because it's them pining for like some vague idea of yesterday, but it's not really like rooted in any scene or basis of reality. Like, it's just like they miss MTV and Gilman, 924 Gilman, and also there's like this whole really offensive area of the song about like
junkies,
drugs and stuff. It's horrifying.
It's fucking weird, especially because in the lyric video, it's literally like a person like. It's like a junkie with like a sort of no smoking sign sort of through them. I was like,
Right.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and I guess like I don't want to watch the I sent you the lyric video because I think we're talking about the song, not the music video. I will quickly say the music video, to make it even more weirdly dated, is like for some reason it's like a parody of the Will Forte show Last Man on Earth. Like they're like the last band on Earth. So
Was that show popular enough to deserve a music video parody? Like, good show from what I remember, but
the funny thing about that show is Cassie Ramone, who was on the old version of this show from Vivian Girls, she recently on her Instagram story pointed out that the first episode of Last Man on Earth, the synopsis of it was that the Earth is wiped out by a pandemic in 2020. So it's kind of
good for us.
Kind of eerie. No, I don't think it does. And also the video was directed by like a third Madden brother. He directed it.
There are additional Maddens?
Yeah, I think there was one that was like an emo influencer, and I don't know if he was actually related to them or not. I feel like the Maddens really are a gateway into a world that I don't want to know about. I don't really want to know who Water Parks is. You know what I mean? Like
Who's that?
It's like a band that they manage, I think. But I don't wanna,
like a pop punk band. Yeah, okay.
But I'm just trying to think what else I've got before we get to the lyrics, which is really the star of the show. I was thinking about like other bands that have twins in them. Kind of a interesting thing to think about.
What are other famous twin bands?
Do you have any that pop into your head? I was going to jokingly say it, but I think it's true, is that the National has twins in it. But I mean, all those guys are fucking clones. The National is just like six
Mark
of the
National
same man.
And Matt National
Yeah,
and
it's like,
fucking Matt 2 National.
yeah, I don't know. There's just like a bunch of
Famous twins.
I feel like
Are
do you think
there
everyone in the
twins?
National like moves their amps to the stage in really expensive strollers? Because they look like yuppie dads, kind of all of them.
I think all their gear is crammed out, like true Lux vibes.
But there are some cooler twin bands, and I think there's more that I didn't write down that are
okay,
maybe
give
even cooler.
me some twin bands because this is fascinating. I can't think of.
Well, here's a huge
hit me
one. You're going to be
with
kicking
twins.
yourself for not thinking of this. Tegan and Sarah, formerly known as
twins,
formerly
twin
known
band.
as Sarah and Tegan in the Calgary years. And then this is the coolest one, and this band I think is sick. I always mean to revisit their album because I remember it being so sick, and this actually ties into last week's episode. But the Proclaimers are a twin band.
Of course they're twins.
They're
I didn't
gingers,
know that,
too.
but it's so obvious. They're ginger twins.
We
How
love
do they look
gingers
now?
on this
They
show,
look-
by the way, in case you're not listening to the other.
Pretenders today.
No, Proclaimers, not Pretenders.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was like, yeah, Chrissy Hind and Christy Hind. Proclaimers today. Yeah.
But I still
Really brings me back to like pop-up video days. You know?
I guess Tegan and Sarah, like, that's kind of a whole really nasty No Effects song about not being able to tell who's who. But I was gonna say the Good Charlotte twins are like genuinely, they're like almost too identical, I think.
Fat Mike should write a nasty song about them.
Joel and Benji.
Yeah.
The night I creeped out Joel. Or maybe it was Ben.
There is a Fat Mike reference in the lyric video when they talk about punks over 40. Did you like Good Charlotte? I think we should sort of punt full Good Charlotte talk, but I do kind of want to get a sense of like the foundation that we're working from here.
You know, when there was like that Good Charlotte, there
talk?
was like, I hated them obviously at first because I thought I was too cool for it. And then there was like that album that was like, they had that like Tim Burton type music video. I can't remember what it was called, but it's like later, but it was like them being kind of like new wave and gothy. And I secretly loved some of those songs kind of as a joke. And then I was like kind of only half aware of them. And I kind of, you know, with nostalgia lenses, I liked it. And then when this album came out, I was like fully invested in 2016 wave of pop punk. This was right before we started our old show, Blink 155. So I was like, definitely like, finally, all these mall punk bands are coming back. I thought this song in particular was hilariously bad, but this album, I swear to you, it's so good. I bought the
I believe you.
I bought the
going
CD at West Edmonton Mall when Prenup played in Edmonton. One of like 6.
You going on tour with like probably fucked up to go to the mall to buy Good Charlotte CDs? It's like, God bless you for just like being so fully developed as a character.
It's not,
so early
that's
on.
what I'm saying. I'm being myself. But I bought it with Chris Dadge. He went to Simon's and got some Chris Dadge shirts because there was no Simon's left in Calgary, or there's no Simon's yet in Calgary, but it's a Canadian department store that has like, they had the perfect Chris Dadge shirts. And if you know Chris Dadge, you know what I'm talking about. But so and then I made him like, also because this predates the pod, but making Chris Dadge listen to Good Charlotte on the 3-hour drive in our Ford Focus is really funny. And also I love so many of these songs. And this album is produced by John Feldman. And I was like, damn, he's like really bringing out the best of them. And how wrong was I about that?
Because you can tell like the vocal production is so like smoothed out.
Yeah.
There's no character in their voices. And it sounds like a Blink song. Like, it doesn't sound anything like a Blink song because this is like, at least like in terms of the daylight that separates these bands, kind of at least coherently more Good Charlotte-ish territory, but the vocal treatment is like, if I fucking squint, it could sound like Mark Hoppus or Matt Skiba.
It's
like,
true.
Matt Skiba at the very least has a fairly distinct voice, and that's like how flat the production renders.
But I can tell on this album, and even on this song at the chorus, I can tell that they must have pushed back and wanted to use real amps or something, because the guitars on this album do sound actually like guitars.
There's nothing on any of the Blink albums that sounds as legitimately big as this chorus, and you're selling me on that part of it for sure, because so much of this like just like computer guitar, which is something that is lamented quite effectively in this song, like an effect of that is just again like the kind of flattening of that sound, whereas like this does the transition between the kind of like tongue-in-cheek drum loop, the guitar loop thing, to the big real electric guitar thing, like very effectively. And yeah, like imagine if that's how big the transition into the chorus in some songs by another band might sound.
We've already said that. I'm not beeping it out anymore.
Okay, fine.
But another thing, so contextually, like this is my one where I finally was like, okay, sick. And then I bought The Young and the Hopeless, I think it's called, at Value Village, and would listen to that because I think I've talked about this before, but we only had a CD player in our old car. So I would always go to Value Village and buy CDs. But the other thing is, around this time, I was like so obsessed with using my stature as a music blogger to continue to just like overanalyze and overthink about this wave of bad pop punk coming back. So I would like write, like I just sent you the one that I wrote about this song. I wrote every single from this album. I would write like 4 times longer than usual what I would normally write about a song, and just like weave, just like basically like,
this is a perfunctory kind of post that would go up.
Yeah, like you take like 3 minutes and just like screenshot, and then I made sure to screenshot like the Gilman part of the video because it's so funny, and I would just kind of pirouette along the page and just like, I mean, there's all kinds of references. I honestly do not want to read my own writing on the pod. That's too weird. But all I'm trying to say is I was like really mean and really funny about every one of these songs when this came out. And then Joel Madden followed me. And like, I was like, damn.
Oh, that's how you got the follow.
So I was like, he must be in on something. Like, he must know something that's up. Because I also feel like Nicole Richie seems pretty funny, genuinely, for like a reality show person. Like, she seems like she at least is half in on the joke all the time. So it's like, he must be playing with, like, it just kind of hooked me. And then he put me on the guest list for their Calgary show because I DM'd him, and he didn't respond when I invited him on the show. But I meant to do it this week and I didn't, but maybe another day we'll talk to him sometime. But I don't know. I I feel like he knows I feel like they know what they're doing, and they also don't, in this beautifully twisted way that I think all great art is like. It's like a mixture of instinct and intentionality that is also happening on this shitty 40-ounce Dream song.
It's interesting, like, just looking, because I was like, okay, I'm going to make sure I listen to this full album tomorrow. And so, like, opening up Apple Music, and it just says all of their albums right now in chronological order. And the dead center of their discography is some 2007 album called Morning Revival, where it sort of looks like they're trying to look like, one of those, like, fucking black tie Swedish bands. Good God, what was the big one?
Oh, yeah, like
called?
the Hives?
The Hives, yeah. It looks like they're trying to do something like the Hives, the Vines, the band type thing here, where, like, obviously things weren't going well for them. And then you see this, like, kind of total reclamation of the original font and logo, which probably to them looked very corny in the mid 2000s, but eventually it's like, now just kind of like be like the sort of biggest, goofiest version of the thing that people fell in love with, because that's actually who you are too, because you were, like, young and just being honest with yourself. And so maybe this song, like, again, just like aesthetically looking at it, you can kind of see this version of, like, maybe they're older and wiser now. But there's still this, like, borderline, I mean, I don't know, it's not like it's facetious, but, like, maybe some sort of winking version of, like, we will give you exactly what you want here.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's impossible to
sort of be, I don't know.
I just feel like there's enough missing here that I'm obsessed with it, and that's really all you need, right? Like, there's something about this song that is so terrible at first, but there's enough to latch onto that I'm willing to ride to this one all the way to the end of time, because
I understand.
So here's the band talking about the song, because I think they do share something.
Then we should read the lyrics, because I think once we've read the lyrics, we can also read a bit of a summary of the lyric video, because I think you need to know what the song's about to really grasp the depth of your insights.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, the lyrics
that's my request.
The lyrics are definitely next. There's actually just 2 clips of them talking about it, and then we'll get to
the first single off the record is a song called 40-Ounce Dream. It's kind of
like, he just seems so stupid.
Which one?
This is the singer one, Joel, I believe. But he just seems so stupid, but also, like, kind of coy, like he knows how stupid he's coming across. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's fat. I'm in love with him already.
Stop explaining it. Let's see it.
It's kind of like classic, like, Good Charlotte kind of sarcasm. You know, we love to kind of add a little bit of humor, a little sarcasm on our records. On every record, if you go through a Good Charlotte record, you'll find, a song or two where we're kind of just, playing around and making a little bit of, like, a social commentary, whether it was Girls and Boys or Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, or, songs throughout the rest of our career. On every record there's a couple songs like that, and this song is that song on Youth Authority. It's kind of just us, kind of the idea that we kind of woke up in 2016, and amidst kind of the whole, wave of music that's happening now, kind of wondering, like, where does Good Charlotte, fit in 2016? And we felt like it was it was kind of a nice sentiment for us and with our fans, and it was definitely, for me, one of the funnest songs on the record to write, because we got to kind of, like the lyric, I called my mom and she was taking selfies, thinking about, like, social media and the way the world's changed so much. When Good Charlotte came out, we were going to, Kinko's and running off flyers for shows, and we actually had mailing lists with actual people's addresses, and then email addresses started to come in, and from then on, the world has continued to change, and we always try to keep up with those change, but we do find ourselves kind of being like dad jokes sometimes, and we think it's funny, and so 40-Ounce Dream is really kind of a commentary on that, and it was one of the more fun songs on the record, I think, to record and to write. The album's called Youth Authority. It comes out July 15th, but you can pre-order it now.
I don't know which way you're pushing me with that.
I don't know either. I'm just, like, sitting. I'm just sort of. Enjoying the energy in this kind of paradoxical moment of the self-awareness, I would say abuse of the word social commentary, that he's doing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but here's this guy. Here's this like Sam Sutherland, Juno's red carpet wannabe ass interviewer guy talking to them for iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
I skimmed this one. I think it gets good like a little bit further on. I'm gonna start right here.
Way too
one
tall
of the biggest
for
years
John.
in a long time for Warped Tour, stuff like that. I think pop punk shows are really fun.
No one wants to watch a
live
host
shows.
who
It's all
makes the
kinda
people
coming
he's
back around,
interviewing.
you know?
Sure.
This fool is doing with
It's
his
a matter
hand.
of what pop culture digests is different
Pop punk
from.
is like pizza.
Yeah.
Like you can't have pizza every night, but
Right.
like there's really no bad pizza. Even
Everybody
bad
needs a
pizza's
slice.
not that
Yeah.
bad.
It's even like kind of good.
It's
but,
always kind of good.
Well, I think it's 2016. I think 40-ounce Dream says us a lot. We're not like rebellious enough anymore. We're not as crazy as we once were. But
Yeah.
you know what, guys? 40-ounce Dream. It's time to be that way right now in this interview because I don't feel like
The guy just took off his fitted
Good
suit
Charlotte.
jacket, loosening his tie.
whoa.
He got some 40s.
Yeah, okay.
Damn. This is what I said I would.
Watch you all get arrested.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good
For
playing.
Youth Authority, Good Charlotte. Time to pour one out. 40-ounce Dream, fellas.
For all
Cheers.
the pop punk bands that didn't make it.
They're pouring out a 40 for all the pop punk bands that didn't make it. Here's the other confusing thing for this kind of moment of disarray, this discord that we're sitting in right now, is that, like, as he said, they used to go to Kinko's and do their own flyers. Like, I think they were actually like a hometown hero kind of pop punk band when they were younger, and they did come from nothing. They're not like industry plants.
And that's the thing that fucks me up about Good Charlotte so much is like of all of the pop punk bands of this era, I think they're like the only ones that didn't come from like a real like well-heeled just straight up suburban background. And so I always feel like they're deserving of like a little more credit, you know? Like some
like
41 are from Ajax, Blink-182 are from somewhere who fucking, you know, like there's a place that all these bands came from and they all have all kind of identical backgrounds. And like these dudes don't. And so it makes the like winking all this shit, like where you're like, I guess, yeah, like you really can wink at this because like you know it's fucking stupid. I don't know, you know.
It's kind of amazing. Like that's the thing. I feel like we're only missing one element that would make it possible for Harmony Korine to do something about Good Charlotte. Like it's just there's one element, and maybe it's a little bit too poppy or too many normies like it right now, but there's something here that like feels sort of naughty for us to even be talking about this song.
Maybe it's like really, this is actually Harmony's chance to show just how truly transgressive he is. Because yeah, the thing is like, this is just a little too like straight up like normie Hot Topic music for an artiste to touch. But I think artists should start touching.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. So the other thing, let's talk about the lyrics. What I think about the lyrics is that it is a really fine line to write a funny pop punk song that's not a joke song. And this song does feel like it is basically a Weird Al song. Like there's just too many jokes and things. But I mean, look, I love this song so much. But yeah, let's get into lyrics. So I got Genius up in here.
Yeah, same.
I haven't even read it all. I think that...
Oh man, I did want to say though, when I opened up Genius, right? When he's talking about like we wrote this, and you have like Blink-182 with John Feldman brain, and you're like, right, when John Feldman and 13 other people, you know, who mostly write for like the Chainsmokers wrote it, the lone songwriting credit on this is not even just like to the Mad, it's to Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like, are they an actual like entity as a band? That impresses and shocks me also.
I think they're like the kind of like I think it's been the same guys forever, and I think that even when they say let's pour out our 40 for pop punk bands that didn't make it, I mean like I'm sure the pop punk bands they're talking about are fucking horrible, but the fact that they would even say that on our it's kind of cute. Like they're just like
they're always thinking of their fallen brothers and sisters. Yeah,
it's adorable. And yeah, they're in this together. So, but yeah, let's talk about these Weird Al ass lyrics. Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. With that Smash Mouth guitar in the background, this should have been a hit.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the era was just wrong for it. Like, if this song was 10 years older, it would have been huge.
I woke up this morning with
Because it has that like Beverly Hills like vibe too.
Oh, it totally has Beverly Hills, which I think is a worse song than this, honestly.
Beverly Hills is a terrible song, and yeah, much worse than this.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. Funny, better than Mark Hoppus lyrics, I think. I ran outside to see it's
underwater.
I ran outside to see it's not 2003. That's the one thing I wanted to look up is in the Good Charlotte story. I forgot to check. What's 2003 looking like for Good Charlotte? Because, I mean...
So, that was the year after The Young and the Hopeless came out.
Right,
2003 is the year that the anthem comes out. It's the year that Girls and Boys comes out.
They also have so many hits. When I saw them live, I was like, holy crap, they have a lot of hits. Like there's way, even more than you remember. There's sick Good Charlotte. Oh yeah, The Chronicles of Life and Death. That was the one that I kind of let myself enjoy as a guilty pleasure. That was the one after. But yeah, okay, so they're talking about like peak Good Charlotte years. Because you know how sometimes Blink would like fudge the numbers about the year too to seem not as old?
Right, yeah. Like, I remember going to high school in 2008, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
How was the anthem not? I thought the anthem was like a worldwide #1 smash.
Oh, it's so good. Good Charlotte's really good. I think everyone's going to love them by the end. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turned on the radio. It's so confusing. Rappers were singing and rockers DJing. If you click rockers DJing, it shows a picture of Skrillex.
Oh, damn. Yeah, in the comments for the lyric video, like the #2 most upvoted comment is like, rapper singing equals Drake.
Right.
Rockers DJing equals Skrillex, like spelling it out for people who
on
might
Genius,
not
they're including also Fetty Wap and Bryson Tiller and Tory Lanez and Future even mentioning the sing-songy flows. Rappers were singing and rockers DJing. There's no guitars on the songs that they're playing. True. I mean, and also they put their money where their mouth is, and they hit us with those guitars at the chorus. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I mean, honestly, I don't know if that's on purpose or not. Why is there? Click on the annotation for I called my shrink.
I
what?
don't understand it. Yeah.
There's just a picture of an old man holding up an iPad, taking a selfie with it. That's right.
There's like a meme style caption on it. We got my boyfriend's dad an iPad for his 70th birthday. He promptly did this.
Oh, he's taking a selfie. I mean, it is funny when people take photos with iPads. I'm not gonna everything.
iPad photos are fun.
Even everything cringe about this entire thing is still like you have to give it credit. But this annotation also says, "This is when was this annotated?" I wish it would say. I don't know how old they are now, but it says,
"Oh God, yeah, what the fuck?"
I'm gonna check. Oh yeah, he's 41 now. So this by the time it was four years ago. Benji and Joel Madden are 37 years old, placing their mom Robin anywhere from 50 up. It seems she's embraced the selfie generation, a common bugbear for people of a certain age. Man, there's got to be a twee band called Bugbear.
Yeah, if not, maybe this could be like your and Sarah's next.
Hold up, I'm pretty bad at math, but she could be younger than 50, couldn't she? Or does that?
Well,
oh no, that's 13. So they literally.
That all depends.
This person guessed at which point. Just to clarify, the person annotating this song on Genius, not me, pontificated at which age Benji and Joel Madden's underage mother had the ability to bear children. And they guessed 13. I was thinking 23 because I'm so bad at math, but 13.
13 or up, but this is also a person who uses the term bugbear. So go ahead and try to figure out exactly what type of person that is, because I actually couldn't tell you.
No idea.
They're like sort of two conflictingly specific rhetorical devices.
Conflictingly specific, I think, is a great way to describe this song, though, because also I called my mom when she was taking I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. First of all, that's funny, and that reminds me of Basket Case by Green Day. I think probably not on purpose, but it does place it within the pop punk realm, you know? Mm-hmm. Because I think you don't call it a shrink unless you're a pop punk guy, you know? I mean, I don't think anyone out here is like...
I think Billy Joe Armstrong did invent the term shrink.
I think so, too.
As popularized, or like he popularized it, you know?
Again, like, I've been watching Cobra Kai like crazy, and I love it so much. And Johnny Lawrence, his inability to handle technology and learning about it, it's corny, but it's still very funny to me. And similarly, I called my mom and she was taking selfies is very funny.
Yeah, this is where it gets into, a little bit of like everyone's always on their phones, kind of like that's your commentary,
But if it's your mom doing it, that makes it
that's
funnier.
A little wacky for sure. Yeah.
It's funnier. But then the chorus goes, grew up on MTV when they had Eazy-E. Even as I read it out loud, I hear these like anthemic
I know, as you said it, I was like,
stadium.
You got a picture.
Even the way the drum hits are almost a lead because they hit so hard and good. In California, yeah, they still knew how to throw a party when it was gin and juice and we had Dre and Snoop. In California, yeah, they still knew how to throw a party. Oh, last night I had a 40 ounce. Last night I had a 40 ounce dream. I mean, what do you think about that part?
Well, I just got a question. In California, yeah, they still know how to throw a party. I think that's the melody, which is again, I heard the song for the first time once, like 50 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So impressive from a hook standpoint.
True.
Retention.
Hook
standpoint.
retention.
Is there a copyright? Can you not say like just California still knows how to party or something? Because it feels like it's an attempt to kind of like reference like some like famous California song, and then it's such a mouthful. California still knows how to throw a party. Like it's so many fucking syllables, and only like looking at it now, I'm like, is this supposed to be a California Love reference? Like, don't worry, they still got it.
Maybe. Yeah, I never even thought of that.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like...
But that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. Is
when you talk about California and how to party, that's what you hear. Then when you throw like, why are you saying... who cares?
I mean, I think it had to be like that, though.
They're great party hosts.
It's not like... You say it's too many syllables, but you couldn't take out any of those. You need that syncopation on top of the... sort of fat ass
That's
low
it. I don't
end.
think it's a syncopation. It's just like patient.
Right. But then he says, last night I had a 40 ounce dream. Like, what does that mean? He says I had a 40 ounce, and then he says I had a 40 ounce dream. So
to me, that's a little bit of a you make me come, you make me complete, you make me completely miserable sort of coy where it's like, damn, you go to 40. It's like, well, no, I dreamt I had a 40 ounce.
So he's so old that or is it that he drank a 40 ounce and then he kind of had this like, this malt liquor vision of a era.
No, see, I totally read that as like someone who's maybe struggled with substance and they're dreaming about. No, I think it's I think it's just like, oh shit, it's a party song, and then that to me is the one thing that's like maybe a little bit clever. Is like, well, it's not really like mostly we're just sitting back here reminiscing. No one's actually drinking 40s anymore.
One thing I know about the early 2000s is that hip hop and punk rock were extremely separate things, and it's only a more modern thing for those two paths to converge. And yet in this song, we immediately go from there to verse 2. Now all the punk rockers are over 40. Oh my God, every annotation is incredible on this Genius. I highly recommend everyone.
Wow, what the fuck?
On Genius. Now all the punk rockers are over 40. They're coaching Little League and reading stories. When did the neighborhood ever sound so good? Looked on the corner and there's no more junkies. That part sucks for
rhyme?
Sure. It doesn't rhyme, and I don't really get. And then he says more girls and more grunge and bottles and more fun. The syllables at that part, sort of the pre-chorus, I do like how he's kind of dancing along it. More girls and more grunge and it's kind of becomes almost like a show tune. But the No More Junkies part, someone links to a 2012 Vice article called "Everyone's Sober Now." This part kind of sucks, and I also feel like it's very weird for Good Charlotte to be complaining about gentrification, maybe.
Yeah. The neighborhood, but now the neighborhood's great. Also, the lyric video is so weird because it literally is like, a rainbow over a family in front of a house, and then like a person drinking or doing drugs, and then having like a red X drawn through them, and you're like, what is the message here? Like, the message wasn't like clean living is healthy. The message was like quite, I was going to say convoluted, but it actually seemed quite pointed in that video, which, like, I don't want to blame them for the lyric video, but it was fucking weird.
It's dark. It's really
it's
bad.
Like a pro-gentrification anthem.
Except I think he's complaining about it lyrically. And I think what he's trying to say, that because I am in Good Charlotte's corner, obviously. I am. I'm sorry. I just have to admit it. I'm in their corner. I think what he's trying to communicate is the same thing that people try to communicate when they talk about New York or whatever, like how it used to be dangerous. There's no more sense of danger when you go out. And that's what he's trying to communicate, but he's fucking it up and bringing up a whole sort of socio and economic nightmare that he's not equipped to discuss. And I think he really should have maybe consulted with some people. He maybe should have donated some money to some outreach groups, and maybe he should be preaching, decriminalization at the least, and be working towards these kind of solutions. But instead, it's clumsy. I don't think he's trying to be hurtful, but he definitely fucked up this part. However,
I'm so glad we're here to educate the Maddens, But
I do hope they're listening. More girls and more grunge and bottles and more fun. I mean, that line doesn't work at all, but syllabically, it's very nice. Needles and squatters, pissed off at their fathers. I can't believe it, man. It's all so boring. And then this is good. I think this next line is the reason I've done any podcasting in my life. Is when I read this line, I was like, all right, it all makes sense now. Went down to Gilman. Yeah, the cops were snoring.
It's good.
I mean, that is just amazing.
It's
even
really
in the annotation too, it says, Gilman is known as a relatively tame club, with the organizers complying with the local authorities. I mean, what does Good Charlotte know about Gilman? It's just so funny.
Notorious, yeah. We know cops used to love to hang out at Gilman. Like, what? That's not a bunch of fucking peace punks? Like, very odd. I believe you reference it in your summary of the lyric video, though, which I feel like we can now return to, because the rest of the song is basically the chorus.
Well, it is the chorus, but I do want to give some credit to the outro, which deserves to be read out loud, which is na 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 yeah. We still know how to throw a party. Na 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 yeah. We still know how to throw a party. I mean, just incredible work.
Like, that's where you're like, are you sure John Feldman didn't have something to do with this?
He must have been. Yeah, that's his part for sure.
Okay, so your summary of this, in addition to like sort of getting out of the way some of the kind of just biographical information about the band, some additional context, we're already 3 paragraphs into your news post about this lyric video, before you really kind of, I think, start to tackle the subject matter. Lyrically, the song sees Joel Madden having an existential crisis of sorts. Looking at the world around him, he's unaware of how it got to be so strange. Time is a cruel mistress, and it's forcing Joel to come to terms with his mortality. Today, the rock stars are all DJs, he laments, while rappers have started singing. Worse, middle-aged women are taking selfies, and the old punk rock haunts he used to frequent are no longer littered with drug addicts, a fact he now sees as boring. To prove his punk rock cred, Madden even name drops the long-running Berkeley, California DIY club, 924 Gilman Street. Up the punks and check out and then you go on to explain. But I feel like you really made a meal out of that song. I respect it immensely.
And I'm returning to that meal because
you made 2 meals out of this song.
I think it's kind of beautiful that there's a pretty good. I feel like especially. Okay, my brain is just firing in all directions right now. I'm so excited about this part of the song and the episode, but I feel like there's a good chance that he's never been to Gilman, or if he has, it's the modern era of Gilman where like everyone kind of hates the owners. I think I could be wrong, so I'm going to say allegedly, but they have allegedly let some bands with like neo-Nazis play there within the last 10 years, and like it's kind of fallen apart, and then now like Green Day just like shoots promo videos there and stuff, and I don't know, there's all kinds of shit that's like gone completely wrong with Gilman, and kind of if anything, referencing Gilman in 2016 is like the worst imaginable time to have referenced Gilman because it's just such a lame place at that point in history. So that's really funny. However, the first time I ever ate Chipotle, and one of the only times I ever ate it, was when I played a matinee at Gilman on tour with grown-ups. And so maybe he's right. I mean, I don't know what it was like before then, but there was a Chipotle within walking distance. So
Damn, that's sick.
maybe he's right.
So long. I gotta go to Gilman.
But the other thing I was thinking about is like, so this is a song about being wistful for 2003, and it mentions Gilman. So then I was kind of thinking like, what do you think was happening at Gilman in 2003? And let me just tell you, I miss it too, having not been there. So I just got a few videos I want to show you of what was happening at Gilman.
Okay.
The idealized 2003 from this song. So we've got Toys That Kill.
But there's no cops. The cops are asleep while Toys the Kill are playing.
Well,
no, wait, it's 2003. Sorry, 2003.
Yeah, this is 2003.
Just compare this to 2016.
That's true. Man, Toys That Kill is pretty sick. They're like a fest band, aren't they?
Yeah, this is like a fest band that's also a Josiah band, I think.
Yeah.
Or could be, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I saw Toys That Kill, I think in 2003, actually, in Langley, BC, with the Evaporators. Sorry, there's a bit of a preamble. I mean, these are all just full sets. People didn't have editing suites back then.
Yeah. This is a good reminder of what it's actually going to be like when we go back to shows.
Yeah, there's still, it's not going to be
Kind
all...
of just like the drummer moving his tom a lot.
Yeah, and then doing that same... while stomping the hi-hat. But the other thing about when shows come back is we can't ever go back to 2003, so we are just living a 40-ounce dream.
Wow.
So we got Toys That Kill. Everyone's having a great time.
People having a great mosh.
I feel like that's a fest thing to do that on your hi-hats at the pre-chorus part.
Oh, huge fest move.
Oh, Toys That Kill just rocking Gilman. But also 2003 was the dream era for Amazing Core, so we've got Killing the Dream playing at Gilman. Killing the Dream's so sick.
Everyone's pants are so big. I forget how big pants were in 2003.
I know, but I feel like they were a borderline boot cut too. It was this was right before the major boot cut and then skinny. Yes. Yes. I want to go back to 2003 so bad. Look at this smorgasbord, because then you also have the final show. This is the second to last show, but they're both on here. The Power Violence Band, What Happens Next? It's fucking... I mean, do you think the Madden Brothers were here?
I think if you could just pan a little more to the left, you'd see the Maddens holding up the wall for sure.
Also, this was shot on VHS, it looks like, in 2003.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is making me want to go back to shows.
Yeah, it turns out I actually do miss shows.
And then not only are these three things kind of part of my brain that works together, all of these three videos are playing at once in my brain at all times. But then this is the other piece, which is the band Hella at their peak era, playing at Gilman in 2003. So, I mean, again, just so much drum bullshit at the start of the... I guess Zach Hill is kind of all drum bullshit, so...
Yeah, this is what you hate to see.
Just hella fucking cooking.
Honestly, though, it must be so fucking boring to be in Hella. Like, I can't think of a band I want to be in less.
Really? You're crazy.
I just want to be in a band. I just want to be a Torch. I just want to be like, bang, bang, like just chilling in the groove.
Yeah, but
This is too active for me.
Well, I thought you were going to say, because
really bad
I thought you thought that they were making up as they go along, because like all these Hella songs have tabs too.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't want to have to think this much.
Oh, it's so sick though. I mean, either way, I think, I think Joel's onto something that he doesn't realize he's onto. 2003 Gilman, it's a magical time.
Yeah, because I bet if you looked up 2002 or 2004 Gilman, it would just be all trash bands.
I think so. Probably.
I think so. I think this is a magic era. It's a magic moment in Gilman's history, and only you and Good Charlotte know.
Yeah, because if you search Gilman 2016, it's just a bunch of guys named Gilman playing sports.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh, actually, Power Trip played there in 2016, so maybe just music is good. Also, is the other thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really do think there's just something special about Good Charlotte, and this song exemplifies the worst and the best in some ways. There are less embarrassing moments of greatness with Good Charlotte, but I think this is like the most honest. If you've never heard Good Charlotte before, this is ripping the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, I actually really like that you picked this and not a song that I I and that I might think was better on first blush. Because yeah, this feels like you could not put this song on a Sum 41 record.
No, you can't put it anywhere. And so we have way too many covers to get into. But before I do my little Patreon plug, I did find one really special thing that needs to be played on the pod. This is a tutorial of how to play the song on guitar. It's the only upload from this account on YouTube. There are no other uploads. And it is a man, I think he might be using his truck as a generator for a guitar amp, and he's playing a Telecaster in a camping chair while wearing a high-vis vest.
All right, this tutorial is going to be for Good Charlotte's, one of their new songs from the new album, Youth Authority. It's called 40 Ounce Dream, and it's a really catchy beat to it. I really like the song when I heard it. I just figured I'd put this tutorial out there in case someone else wanted to learn to play it. Really easy chords.
I mean, is that why? Or why is there a running car behind him?
If you don't do bar chords, this might not be the tutorial.
What I think is happening is
one bar chord.
Like he's got his little there's a cooler behind him. He's in a camping chair. It looks like pitch black except for this light shining in him. I think this guy just like drove up in the middle of nowhere to have a nice little relaxing evening on his own. That's honestly how I interpret this.
Why is he wearing a high-vis vest?
That I don't know.
Wait, in that edit, okay, it just wasn't shining, but all of a sudden I noticed this ornate etching on his Telecaster.
We'll have our basic chord.
Maybe he's at work. Maybe he's like the night guard at the construction site. And so he's got to sit there, and he just figured, why not shred? And then he figured, why not help others shred? Because he just does like a very kind face also.
I choose to play it.
He's very sweet.
So if you see me playing,
he's playing it with a capo.
That's what I'm doing. My A chord. Then you'll have a B minor. The best way I can explain a B minor, if you don't know B minor, is you'll do just like an A minor. You'll slide it down full step and take your index finger.
Do you think somebody's learning from this?
Place it over the second
this is how you learn
across
to
all
play
the
guitar?
strings. That's going to be your B minor. Then you just have
also,
your basic G.
I don't know if it's just for me, but does it kind of feel like it's mixed in 3D?
It has that like
for the whole song.
Like I feel like the amp is behind me, and I'm
verse,
groveling before him in his camping chair.
As palm use. In the third
I can't explain how
there's not much guitar
I've never
play.
seen an
It's
angle
kind
like this in my life.
Light, faint, acoustic
Like this is the sort of thing that you see in one of these new Soderbergh movies where you're like, interesting, you put a camera there.
One guitar
You know?
throughout the whole thing.
It's like mosaic.
There's a car behind him, and he's waving at them. I think this guy, like, he's the parking lot attendant.
Yeah, maybe he's parking lot attendant.
You'll have
But that's definitely like an amp. Like, is it plugged into the phone?
That's an amp sound.
He says in the song, it's the little pre-chorus.
Imagine getting into your car and see this dude's there. Pardon me, making YouTube videos?
A truck?
What you doing there? It's palm mute. You hit a full no palm mute G.
The way he sings so high too, he's incredible. I wish he had other videos.
The chorus, and the chorus is really
Is there
cool.
no? You must have looked at the
They have a
channel, right? Like,
Yeah,
what's the deal?
his only other video is a playlist he created called Joe Rogan that has one clip of Joe Rogan doing stand up.
Oh, it was like one night at work.
B
he decided
minor,
he was going to get into
and it'll be
YouTube,
5 chords
and
of
then
B
after
minor.
everyone drove by, he was too embarrassed.
Well, I love that he never actually just plays the song too. There we go.
I see it in that tiny voice.
It's like he used the capo to make the song too high for himself.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, he's basically like, you don't need that capo, bro.
Just go back into the chorus. I hope that helped you out. And anyone was thinking about trying to learn this song, hopefully this helps you out. Hope everybody has a good evening.
How he moved his phone, but I couldn't get a better look at his surroundings.
What a gift, though, that was.
That was great. That was a cool video. That was a cool video, man. Thank you.
Thank you, good shot. Thank you, Joel. You know?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you listen to us on Patreon, you already know what song we're doing next week, so you're already piling up our inbox with covers. As I suspected, once you get some mall punk involved, like, you know, every week we've been doing these weird songs, and it is splitting people between those who dare to do something they never heard of before or those who just have specific tastes. But I think we're all bound by mall punk for some reason. So there's so many covers to get to right now.
It kind of makes sense that that's the common denominator.
I guess so.
I'm not shocked by that revelation. Yeah.
But if you want to participate and know about it, as I always say, patreon.com/155pod, and then you can like hook up in the Discord and find a bunch of other freaks who are obsessed with these covers, and you can sound off on each other. It's so adorable to watch everyone work together just to create this moment for us each week.
Yeah, they do it for us. Plus, you get twice as much pod. I mean, there's a bunch more pod too.
There's a lot of pod, and Sam's going to be doing a movie night soon also.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's get into these fucking covs. First, we've got the artist is 147 Nightcore, because they know us. They know we got to start with Nightcore. There's 147 Nightcore, 40-ounce stream, Nightcore version with random beat repeat. I don't know what that means, but
It's a real honest policeman vibe. Random beat repeat.
I was just gonna ask you if you still hate the song, because obviously there's only about 20 minutes left before you love it completely.
I really understand where you're coming from on it, but I don't think like I'd rather be listening to Every Morning.
Right.
Or not Beverly Hills. I would rather listen to this than Beverly Hills.
I like the random beat repeats in here.
Oh, that's actually quite sick. Oh shit. Okay, the song is not good, but this song is good.
Repetition.
Oh. This looks like a lot of effort that went into this. That wasn't just speeding up the song.
Yeah, which means it's false Nightcore, so fuck that. Just kidding. This is Boppo up next.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside the city. It's not 2003. Turned on the radio. So confusing. Rappers were singing and rockers were DJing. There's no guitars in the songs that they're playing. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I called my mom and she was taking selfies.
I'm dying from this.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
This is incredible. What would you even call this? Like, what is this? It sounds just like art.
Yeah, it sounds like the internet to me, but like all the beautiful, all the good parts only. Oh my
Fuck, man.
god.
Okay.
I'm stressed now.
Holy
We're sitting on
shit.
another classic. Okay, this is Bozo Nightmare, who's been popping up recently. Love the name Bozo Nightmare. So good.
Huge fan.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling.
Especially Dickie Barrett vibes here.
You're getting what?
Dickie Barrett.
Oh yeah, totally.
2003, turn on the radio, it's so confusing.
Oh.
He's like 40 ounces to dreamdom energy.
Beautiful.
Okay, Harms.
Okay, up
Had
next.
it all.
Pretty damn sick. Up next, we got. I think this counts as like a parody. Maybe this is from DRMC, which is the name Dude Ranch Means Come. It seems to be a Canadian edition of the song.
Oh, parody alert.
I woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming.
It sounded like it was gonna be like a Savage Garden song or something.
Yeah, it sounded like a sample, kind of. Like it sounded like a shit. You know, my pop screen, it's not staying out.
Turned on the radio, it was so confusing. Rappers singing, rockers were DJing. There's no guitars on the songs that they were playing. Go!
Oh, that great pop punk.
Okay, so the lyrics are the same here, but we gotta get to the chorus because it's very good. Oh my god, that made me feel misty-eyed. Grew up on Much Music when they had Rick the Temp from Much East to Much West. They used to have some real good TV. We all drank Sunny D, crushing on Suki and Lee, 299 Queen Street West. They used to throw some real good parties. Last night I watched Loud and Rap City, The Punk Show, and The Power 30.
Oh my god, that's fucking sick. I feel like you could get some decent plays on that on the internet. Like there's a lot of Much Music nostalgias out on these websites.
Not enough, though, I think, for it to really have any meaningful, lasting impact in terms of... Does Much Music even exist now?
Yeah, Much exists, but it's just like South Park and like Married with Children reruns.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of just like all the... There's a few... Isn't that where you would watch Nathan For You in Canada?
For a while, yeah.
So weird. I think Detroiters was on Much, too. So maybe Much is actually better than ever.
Yeah. I mean, we like these things more than music, right?
Yeah, okay. Up next is Dr. Bugman 31 with Rock the 40-Ounce Dream. Wow. This is so vibey.
Dr. Bugman number 30 sounds.
This almost sounds like a Sugar Ray demo.
Yeah. Like, this is definitely, like, Mark McGrath's voice notes all sound like this. Ooh. Holy shit.
That's beautiful. Dr. Bugman 31.
Dr. Bugman 31. I will trust no other doctors.
No other
When it comes to sort of insect men hybrids.
This is an exclusive rare demo with the 40-ounce stream prelude. The fact that we're going faster because there's so many is making it even more disorienting.
Yeah. Less of a like pause, think, sort of cleanse our palate.
Instead, we're just
It's a lot of flavors at once.
Everything. You guys know what this means? Who's the last man on earth?
Oh, this is the music video
Oh,
sampled.
this is Last Man on Earth. Okay.
Yeah, he said like, we're the last band on Earth.
The last man on earth.
I love the idea that like people are
Moody.
gonna find these covers, but not be. I'm not really sure how to advertise the pod on the Bandcamp. So like, for some people, guaranteed there's just like 50 super fucked up Avril Lavigne what the hell covers that exists, kind of devoid of context.
Devoid of any context, yeah. And like mostly made up one-off band names where you can't be like, oh, I'm interested in that. You know,
All right, this is
find more.
This is Foley featuring Violet Mind, and the name of the song is For Denounce Meme. It's kind of a pun. For denounce. Say it back, Sam. For denounce meme.
For denounce me. This feels like legitimately from a different era.
It does.
It's like really captured a vibe in a subtle way.
It also it kind of reminds me of like it kind of reminds me of when FKA Twigs first came out.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
Big fan of the claps and stuff.
These songs do not deserve the treatment that we give them. I'm pretty sure, but
No.
but then again, I forgot that I'm in their corner and I love this song, so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, get it together, man.
Okay, up next is Gatekeeper 155 with 40-ounce stream. Ooh, those keys?
Yeah, it's like the stereo. How to put keyboards back in bands?
I think enough time has passed.
Vocal delivery reminds me of like Wax Mannequin. I don't know if like Wax was a thing that you ever heard, or if it was like a kind of a more local.
I think I saw it on Exclaim, but I don't know if I ever clicked through.
The Price was like, the big hit.
The Gatekeeper 155 said it was meant to be 2009 garage style, so I think that's definitely where the organ is sitting in there. But
Nice,
the vocals are definitely
Saying it's time to bring it back.
it's kind of operatic. Up next, we got Sparkling Water, who actually it was Caleb, aka Sparkling Water. Around the time of my 2021 Good Charlotte, the anthem cover, I was like, okay, fine. Where should I start with Good Charlotte? And so I recommended Youth Authority, and then Caleb was like, "This is the most fucked song I've ever heard in my life." And I had kind of forgotten about this song, but it brought it all back to me how special this song is, and how the existence of the song I feel like is my thesis statement in a way. It's like just kind of everything awful and disgusting and secretly good at once.
Well, it's great to share it with you.
But Sparkling Water has submitted a Nightcore version and a normal version, but we'll put the Nightcore version on Bandcamp, but let's just stick with normal because we've already had a Nightcore tonight. We got a mountain to climb still. So here's Sparkling Water with 40 Ounce Dream.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turn on the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers were singing and rockers DJing. There's no
This is beautiful.
songs that were playing. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I called my mom and she was taking selfies. Grew up on MTV when they had Easy in California. Yeah, they still knew how to throw a party when it was gin and juice, and we had currency in California. Yeah.
That's all I ever want to listen to. That exact
shit.
That's all I want.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful.
It was really nice. I feel nice. I feel nice right now for that.
Oh, me too. I mean, I have no idea. Normally, when you used to feel that way, I would think, ooh, I've got a devilish turn coming up. But I don't know. I haven't listened to any of these. So I have it's kind of a journey for me too every week, which is a strange new sensation to be.
There are less devils in our midst these days. There's less opportunities to turn towards them,
Exactly. This is Subliminal Pork with 40 ounce lucid dream type beat. The lyrics kind of feel like a shit post now at this point. Ooh, so much noodling this week.
Oh man, the nudes really pulled me out of my lucid dreaming on that track.
It's true.
It really adds that special flavor.
I mean, up until then, well, actually, before the spoken word too, I was like, this kind of sounds like Caribou, actually.
Yeah, definitely that track is nominated for Polaris.
Okay, here's a devil, I think. This is my friend Connor, a.k.a. Teen President, a.k.a. I think Brat Simpson. This is his shit noise project. 40 ounce to free verse. I think this is going to be the devil in our midst this week. So let's check it out. Teen President.
I don't even know what slam poetry sounds like. California, yeah, they still knew how to throw a party.
Again, I just feel like when I listen to things like this, I'm like, what we're doing is somehow very, very important.
So good to be part of the artistic process for people, you know? I just think our role in the art world cannot be overstated anymore.
The difference between us is that you're joking and I'm not.
I'm not. I don't really know what being facetious means, but I think that's what I'm being.
So you're not. You have quite a bit in common with Joel then, who's doing a sarcastic commentary on 2003.
Maybe, yeah.
All right.
We come out of this relating the most to Joel. Matt. Yeah.
There's worse people to relate to. Up next, the Affordable Adventure Heroes. Oh, baby.
I appreciate anything so bass forward.
I agree.
Okay.
This is the guy who did the full fake fun album that's on our Bandcamp, despite having never hearing them before. But he's never heard. He has heard Good Charlotte before, but he had never heard this song. It kind of sounds good.
Interesting experiment, and I appreciate also being a part of that.
It felt like it could have been like a piebald demo or something.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, if the vocals were like even more unhinged, it could be a little more piebald.
All right, we got so many to get through still. Tightrope Tiger, all one word, 40-ounce stream.
Strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but it wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it was so confusing. Rappers were singing and rockers DJing. There's no guitars on the song that they're playing. I called my
this is beautiful.
if I was healthy. I called my mom and
I feel like I'm amongst the stars.
grew up on MTV when I had this in California. They still know how to throw a party when it was Genesis.
God, I'm ascending.
In California, yeah, we still know how to throw a party. Oh, last night I had a 40 amp.
Oh my God! It's like finding that like different way of making it go big, but without like losing what was inherently interesting about that version. That was fucking sick.
It was amazing.
Oh my God.
It was so good. Yeah, I think there is something different here.
Oh my God.
With this new process, because everyone who's participating is also listening to the pod and kind of in on what we're doing. And so maybe it won't make you love the song itself more, but it'll make you continue to appreciate the community. But maybe it will not change your mind about the song, although I feel like it's making me like the song more.
I mean, that like alone, like everything so far has been interesting. Like something like that. I love the song now. Like that's it. That fundamentally changed the way that I heard the song. I mean, and again that it sort of extrapolated something more intangible, which was again this like hugeness in the chorus that you had identified as like being such a sort of incredible part of its just big sickness. And then they did that, but I just thought that was great.
Yeah, that was really cool. I also can't wait so in case you're new here for some reason, if you're a Madden brother and this is your first episode, on Monday I will put all of these on Bandcamp, and I can't wait to hear them all because I'm curious if people did anything with the word Gilman. You know, like that's what I want to know about.
I want to hear Gilman, and I want to hear like big finishes because the song offers a lot of opportunities for some melody and counter melody, a lot of harms, and so I'm hoping people really.
Yeah, I'm excited. I actually have been listening to them all. I don't just like throw them up. I do go listen to them all because it's like it's kind of fucked actually. What's happening?
Yeah. It's really fucked, and like you want to be able to hear all of them because there are like moments in these songs that are like something like March of the Pigs that we did a couple of weeks ago. Like we're only playing a section of that, but that song has like several interesting parts, and there's ways that you can interpret that, and people did, and they've been so consistently interesting. Like it's worth carving out time to listen to them, and they think it's so fucking cool. And I don't think you and I've really talked this, but like people are, and so people who are putting covers should know that like it's not just like this like kind of verse chorus that you and I do. They're getting like lots of plays,
like way more than any music that I've ever put out.
So. Yeah, like so people, other people than you and me, and like the people that are making them are listening to these. So like there's, I don't know, I think that's. I hope people know that when they're putting in all this effort, like that there are people here and be excited.
It's more than just us being like, "Oh, sick." Although us saying "oh, sick" stupidly is also worth a lot in clout bucks, which is the new currency. Up next, this is TV, who did the Killers compilation. I'm not sure if you want me to say your name or not on here, but this TV you might have heard. This one's 6.5 minutes long. I can't wait to see what happens here, but we'll just listen to a bit right now.
That is really fucking beautiful. But also, I will say the first time that I've realized how much it is the Savage Garden song, which you said one of the earlier versions sounded like Savage Garden, but that was basically that like, I love you, big, your fantasy.
You thought that this cover sounded like that?
Just that was when I could really hear the melody over those chords.
Yeah,
I felt like I was in grade 7, like trying to not look like I wanted to try to slow dance with all of them.
But this one I thought tended kind of like a little bit of Spiritualized and a little bit of Sparkle Horse. And it was
completely. This didn't sound anything like Savage Garden. I'm just the tempo.
Yeah, I hear you. I also, something I noticed earlier, somebody said I woke up versus woke up. And I feel like that's an interesting distinction. And the Good Charlotte one on top of the Sugar Ray sounding music, you have to just say woke up because you have to kind of have this aloofness of being like a cool guy that just got some new shades at Walmart and he's cruising around with the sunroof open pretending that his top is down. Like that's the vibe. If you say I woke up, it's too much. It's too confessional. It's too intimate.
It's almost too formal though. Also, like it's like you've really thought about it.
Yeah, it just shows weakness. It doesn't show this kind of macho feel that I think the song should have. But anyways, all that is to say that one was beautiful, and I really do want to hear where that goes.
Over the next 5.5 minutes.
But it was hard to hit pause after a minute because I was like,
know, yeah.
Oh, but anyways, I'll See You Later is the next one. In California, They Still Know How to Party, it's called.
In California, they still knew how to party. 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 In California, they still. I woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. It was like I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see. It's not 2003. turned on the radio, but it's just so confusing because rappers were singing and rockers are DJing, and there's no guitar on any of the songs that they're playing. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy, and I called my mom, and she was taking selfies. In California, they still knew how to party. In California, they still knew how to party. But like now, all the punk rockers are over 40, and they're coaching Little League, and they're reading stories. And when did this neighborhood ever sound so good? In California, and I
Oh my God. I mean, in my mind, this is also what Welcome to Night Vale sounds like.
Right. Yeah. That's true. I feel like that was a miniature award-winning podcast episode that we just heard.
Totally. That felt like a very buzzy podcast that got like there was like a lot of competitions for like the film option or whatever, and someone very cool like Tilda Swinton somehow got the.
I would love to see like a normie / cinephile movie adaptation of this song.
It's a time traveling band where they've fallen asleep and woken up in 2016.
Maybe it's like a Joel Madden type is like his wife is. I mean, every movie about a 40-year-old man is about a wife who wants to have kids and they're trying to get in vitro and it's not working. Like that's a prerequisite for any of it. I'm thinking
you're talking about a film, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking it's an Annapurna movie, not A24. Like that level, one tier below, kind of slightly more normie alt movie about an aging punk rocker. All right, up next.
That's good. By the way, I do want to point out, though, that Althea later also correctly took the throw a party out of the title in their quote.
Oh, yeah. True.
Wisdom. Great editing.
All right, up next is Baby Tyler. Ooh.
What am I doing?
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers were singing, rockers DJing, and the guitars on the songs that they're playing. I call my chick to see if I was healthy. I call my mom and she was taking selfies. Grew up on MTV, with me at EDE. In California, yeah, they still know how to throw a party. When it was gin and juice, and we had drinks too. In California, yeah, they still know how to throw a party.
What?
I'm just saying, it's a good baby.
It's very good, baby. That one was just like I was just grinning, like my jaw started hurting.
Yeah.
Also, Baby Tyler, whatever you're doing, something I want to figure out more is like mixing so that it's loud, because I know everyone's always like, oh, it doesn't need to be so loud because it'll get mastered, and sure, that's true, but I mean, Baby Tyler's always coming in so hot.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the Baby Tyler waveform, and it's just a brick. It's just a big baby brick.
And that's what I love, a big baby brick. Just punch me in the face with that shit.
Yeah, that was so sick.
Okay, I think this artist is called Birthday Pony Empty Folder, unless I somehow copied and pasted the word empty folder into here. I'm gonna do a fact check while we listen. So this might just be Birthday Pony, I'm not sure.
2, 3, 4. Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it's so confusing.
There's so many submissions. Can't even find it.
Rockers DJing. There's no guitar on the songs that
Birthday Pony Empty Folder, it is called that.
I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I called my mom and she was taking selfies. Grew up on MTV.
Okay, actually, this song wouldn't even be remotely embarrassing if it was a folk punk song.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
In California, they still know how to throw a party. Last night I had a 40 ounce. Last night I had a 40.
Like, maybe that's the thing, is that they're just being kind of earnest and silly, and that's why it sounds bad, because it's presented as a expensive pop song and not someone in a kitchen.
Yeah, because if you put this person in a kitchen, I'd be like, honestly, pretty clever, kid. You know,
Exactly.
I'd still be mad that I was told to be quiet and go to the kitchen, but
It's true, but I mean, at the end of the day, the parties are always ending up in the kitchen. You know how it is.
yeah, this is natural party gravity.
Okay, up next is Bleft or Be Left. I'm not really sure. GC 40 ounce Soda Stream.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I was not dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turned off the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers were not singing, rockers not DJing. There's no guitars on the songs that they're playing. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I called my mom, and she was taking selfies.
I like the sort of breath to do the next line. That was not good. I was like,
Grew up on MTV when they said
I think this person correctly uncovered the Weird Al-ness of it all.
Yeah, that like had super.
I don't think that was
second half of the album Weird Al energy.
That wasn't a Gangsta's Paradise rip. I think it was Amish Paradise for sure.
Superior Paradise, anyway.
All right, next is something I think also going to be quite difficult based on the title.
We've got another devil in our midst here, Josiah.
This is Charlotte's Cybergrind Fuckhole with Noisecore Dream, and Noisecore is spelled in a very internet-y way that I feel like if I read it out loud, my computer would crash, maybe. Oh. Yes. I can still recognize the song from the intonation of the pre-chorus. Beautiful.
Wow.
I could still hear the song in there, which I think is
That's the thing, yeah. Like the hooks still come through because they're so rhythmic.
the little, like, are they triplets or something? Maybe not. I don't know. It has a hip hop flavor to it for sure. I also do think more songs should end with kind of the sound of an atomic bomb going off. Maybe every song. Maybe should be how you know a song is over.
Just the only way to let someone know that you're done. It's just polite.
All right, and another new. I mean, they're all my new faves, but Clown College Dropout, another MVP. I can't wait to hear what Clown College Dropout has done. Let's go.
It's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers the same, luck is DJ. There's no guitars on the songs that they play. Call my shrink to see if I was healthy. Call my mom, she was taking selfies. Grew up on a town.
It's so cinematic.
I don't know what the point of reference on that is, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I just again feel like choosing a song like this, it just becomes my invasive thought for the week, and I'm obviously not going to sleep at all tonight. But then to have all these different interpretations from every depth of humanity, it's just a very fucked obsession.
It's sort of like an opportunity to, I admittedly might have done something to cause me to say this, at this point, but it's this like weird sensation of like being able to like actually see one thing from a variety of perspectives at once. Like you literally can leave your body for a minute and be like, how does this actually look from a different angle?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Dramatically different. Like it's really, quite a special experience.
It's so strange. Hopefully somebody smarter than us will explain it one day. But it feels like we're just kind of transcending context and then enjoying creation itself, the act of creating things in a pure way. That is not.
I think, exactly that. That's it.
Well, maybe I'm smarter than us.
Transcending content. That's always what I've said about us.
Here's Fish Tricks, who are always killing it with the noodles. Give me some noodles, I hope, or not. I mean, I'm open to whatever you offer as I hit play right now. Oh yes!
Imagine if they had it.
Yes.
I had a nightmare, but it wasn't dreaming. I went outside to see, it's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it's so confusing. Laughing, she's singing, and rocking, DJing. There's no guitars on the songs that they're playing.
Yes!
I called my shirt to see if I was healthy. I called my mom and she was taking selfies. Grew up on the TV when they had easy. In California, they still know how to throw a party. When they were skinny, she said we had drinks. In California, they still know how to throw a party. Last night I had a 40 ounce.
There's been like several things already tonight that I think have been the high water mark for like this project so far, and I don't know which of them even is necessarily like that was good. That was really good.
I'm stunned again, and I'm pretty bad at faking it, and I think that every week of this has been stunning, and I think everyone's outdone themselves again.
I'm re-stunned. I also I forget it, but anyone who does like sort of any kind of talky version of this, it always off the top makes me think I'm about to hear a Brand Van 3000 cover. So I woke up and I'm like, here it comes. I woke up morning with the sun in my eyes. It's like, yes, let's go. I wish that was a punk song, but I think that might be kind of hard to shoehorn in here.
There are times too where I feel like this could work as like a Godspeed field recording, like spoken word part. I woke up this morning and then there's like a violin or something. Up next is 40 Ounce Dream by Wood Chips. Let's check it out.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see, it's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers were singing and rockers DJing. There's no guitars on the songs that I'm playing. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I called my mom and she was taking selfies. Grew up on MTV when they had easy. In California, yeah, they still know how to throw a party. When it was gin and juice and we had drinks too. In California, yeah, they still know how to throw a party. Last night I had a 40 ounce.
I like that it sort of reminds me of Wood Hand while being called Wood Chips.
It's true.
It's like Wood Hands' cousin band.
What it made me realize is that a funny thing about this song is that it's the dying gasp of these guys all desperately clinging for relevance and doing the pop punk comeback thing, similar to the band that we also discussed on this podcast before. I think also 2016, John Feldman shit. They were all trying this last desperate plea to be like, yeah, we're just pop punk guys. But then immediately after Lil Peep happened, and they all had to like reckon with that and incorporate auto-tune and like self-aware trap stuff. Because I think Good Charlotte's next album after this one is kind of dedicated to Lil Peep and trying to tap into that like post-emo trap whatever scene that was going on. So
yeah, I feel like they got a lot of like glow is a cynical and horrible way to put it, but like I feel like they came out of that with a lot of people listening to them that hadn't in a while, maybe.
Right, exactly. But for them in this song to complain that rockers are DJing and rappers are singing is like absolutely. It's the same as people like Eminem formerly shit talking rappers for always having a pop girl sing the hook and then rapping over the top of and then doing that over and over again. Like this was the dying gasp of an era of pop punk man in this song that eventually became.
That's what we're hearing. Yeah.
So that I liked this Wood Chips one because it made me think of that as well. Okay. Jake Rolfe, another person who's showing up all the time. What's up, Jake? Let's do this. Very uplifting.
Feels like how all music should sound.
This morning with the strangest feeling.
Feels nice.
I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers were singing and rock stars.
I love when there's like an ornate, dreamy production, and then whether it's on purpose or not, I love it when the vocals kind of just sound like DIY recorded at home. It's always
yeah, completely.
California, yeah, they still know how to throw.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's sick. Like that is that kind of vibe of just like, yeah, super ornate, and then just like, but here is the vocal, like not having to be as flowery. It's great.
Yeah, it was so good. Okay, up next is Marvin. I don't know. They just said, oh, this is a person, Marvin, previously was their first ever time recording music on the pod, and we loved it. So this is their second time ever recording, but they're going by the name Marvin now. I don't think they had a moniker back then, and I forget what song it was, but this is someone's like second ever time recording music.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turn on the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers are singing, rockers DJing. There's no guitar in the songs that they're playing. I call my shrink to see if I was healthy. I call my mom and she was taking some.
I love how many times we've heard the selfies line. Oh, this is beautiful.
Holy shit.
It's like, honestly, that's something that gets to me is just knowing that if you have a computer or even a phone or anything and just have even just your voice alone or whatever you have laying around, you could. That's why I actually really struggle on the weekend to relax, because I'm just like, I just think about all the potential of what you could just do instead. I mean, this is someone who barely knows what they're doing, dicking around with GarageBand and making this beautiful, heartbroken version of 40 Ounce Street. It's just, it's endless.
That was beautiful. And I loved when you were saying like, oh, this is like the second thing they did. And I was like, oh, this is going to be such a bummer when it sucks. Because we'll be like, we did this, like we encouraged someone we shouldn't have. It's a huge mistake. But like, That's incredible. It's the second thing someone's recorded. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I know.
So, like, again, I keep saying it, but like anybody who's like second guessing themselves about contributing something to one of these, like, please just do it.
Don't do like an annoying, like don't let your guard up that you've never recorded before, and then as a result do like an annoying submission that's like a joke. But luckily we haven't really had too many of those, or any really. But I mean, this is beautiful, literally.
That was incredible. Yeah.
Okay, Matt Ayers, 40 Ounce Nightmare. Let's go. Is this what the band Uniform sounds like?
It sounds like something cool that I'm supposed to like.
Yeah, definitely some Sacred Bones energy on this. Ooh. And then some dark scales going on here. Oh my God.
Christ, incredible. I want more covers with that. What is that called?
The
like Code Orange sound?
Like that, yeah. I know. I don't know. I think you need to have like a hockey stick looking guitar to be able to do that.
Yeah. And like a lot of metal zones all plugged in.
Let's get some more of that. We should have like a shred off with maybe, I don't know if next week's song will fit it, but surprise us. I mean, everyone just keep following your heart, because this is paying off every time. It's ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah.
Up next, Moonbrains.
The power of Group 45. It works every time.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I have a nightmare.
This is so nice.
And dreaming. I've been outside to see. It's not 2003. Turned on the radio. It's so confusing. Rappers were singing and rockers DJing. There's no
that bass?
the songs that they're playing. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I called my mom and she was
Incredible.
taking
An incredibly just earnest and understated interpretation of that song.
But like some beautiful Brian Wilson-esque production going on
Yeah,
too. Like
gorgeous. Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like sincere and like considerate and subtle. What the
tasteful.
fuck? Yeah,
I think
that's the word. That's what I was like. Tasteful. That was what that was.
We're the new Starbucks compilation CD is what this podcast is.
A lot of things that have emerged from this podcast that have surprised me have at least made sense, right? Describing something that sort of is in this universe as being tasteful is actually quite a shock to me.
That's true. All right, well, the next artist is called Rat Party. So hopefully... Pretty tasteful, actually.
Unlike any rat party I have ever been to.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see. It's not 2003. Turned on the radio.
It's so sad. In a beautiful way.
Rappers were singing and rockers
it.
That was like it almost sounded like in it. I mean, look, maybe I'm about to confess something even to myself that I'm not willing to admit, but that movie Once, it kind of sounded like that in a really good way. And maybe I do secretly like some of those songs a lot in that fucking movie.
Because you're a human. You're a human with blood pumping in your heart, Josiah.
The synth in that, like, so far away in the background, it was just, like, beautiful.
That was just so gorgeous. And I do love the sort of bait and switch a little bit that also just sets you up to have your fucking heart smashed by this song of like, okay, well, that was tasteful. Now here's Rat Party. And then just like, I'm breathless. I mean, incredible.
It's so
it's
true.
Fucking incredible. Oh my God.
Up next is Scotty Potsmoker, who writes, I am obligated as a Maryland resident to acknowledge that Good Charlotte is from Maryland. When Good Charlotte played at the 2008 Dew Tour at Camden Yards, every kid at that show went on to form an awful band. My friends and I skipped that shit because it left the warehouse skate park open. Shout out Charm City. So Scotty Potsmoker skipped the Good Charlotte show to go skate. And yet time has come full circle, and here's Scotty Potsmoker covering 40 Ounce Dream by Good Charlotte.
Woke up this morning with a strange feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside and it's now 2003. Turned on the radio and it's so confusing. The rappers were singing and the rockers were DJing. There was no guitars on those songs that they were playing. I called my shrink to see if I was healthy. I called my mom and she was taking selfies. I grew up on MTV when they had Easy. In California, they know how to party. Whenever gin and juice and Dr. Dre and Snoop and yeah, California. It's a state.
Yes. Scotty Potsmoker, I mean, I feel like doing us all proud there.
I kind of feel like my new take as I go through this process together is that we're too hard on Good Charlotte because we're too hard on punk lyricists. Like, these lyrics would be fine as a new pop country song, and we would probably secretly love it. If it was Florida Georgia Line saying their mom was taking selfies, we'd be like, that's delightful.
I can't believe that Florida Georgia Line's mom takes selfies. That's such a comment on their generation.
Exactly.
We'd love it.
All right, up next is the Pop Screens with 155 Ounce Dream, and it's worth noting this is 1 minute 55 seconds long.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling. I had a nightmare, but I wasn't dreaming. I ran outside to see it's not 2003. Turned on the radio, it's so confusing. Rappers were singing and rock was DJing. There's no
Once again, like, what even is this?
Sounds so good. Looked on the corner, there were no more junkies, more girls.
So there have been a lot of great drum sounds
That's
tonight.
true.
In addition to incredible noodling and constant defying of genre convention.
That's true.
Just great drum sounds.
The drum sound stood out to you. I was noticing that there was a wonderful organ. I was like, is it maybe Farfisa season or something? Because there's like there's some nice keys tonight too. Like
yeah. Well, I just said, we don't think about the drums, but a lot of these like minimal sort of electronic drum ones, they're still pulling different sounds, and it's nice.
Everyone's crushing it this week. I think this is our best week yet, which is really saying something.
again, like just incredible, like diversity of sounds. Like we've heard, I don't know what, 20 something, say 25.
I think it's
songs.
32 or something. I think there's 2 left, and we've listened to 30 now.
All right, so out of 30 songs, like how many of those came from recognizable genres? 2 or 3,
but not in a like. Sometimes that grosses me out when people are like working outside of genre parameters. But it doesn't feel. Maybe it's because it's anchored in a mall punk song. Is why it's
I think
working.
that's it. It like has a really, really coherent pop foundation, and so it is like, okay, so what is in your brain this week? How are you going to express your point of view? I don't know. I just think it's like such an interesting experiment.
This is I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, Trevor Impersonator. Let's go.
I was 40 in California, yeah. Counting it in California, yeah. Party.
Tasty.
Yeah.
That was tasty as hell.
I think that's canon. That's the song now, like just distilled into its essence. Great.
I think someone who's quickly becoming the headliner, I mean, crushing it on all fronts, crushing it on 2021, teaming up with Cucked Existence to form the band Vampire Crack. I mean, it's the legend in our midst, Todd Killing's got to go last, I mean, we're just living in it, Todd Killing's world.
It's only right. It is only right.
Okay, Todd Killing's 40 Ounce Dream. Let's do this. This is incredible. And the big guitar coming in?
That's it. That's the stuff. Todd.
It's like Granddaddy. And that's 40 Ounce Dream.